Hey guys, it's Adam again. Got a brief video on my thoughts about overtraining and maximization of your time and your efforts. Starting with overtraining, a lot of people, especially in regard to the way I am currently living my life, have warned me, don't burn yourself out, be careful, don't overtrain. Because I work out a lot. I love working out. I love running. I love weightlifting, getting into Olympic lifting and CrossFit. And I work 3 days a week doing masonry, minimum 3 days a week. I try to get more. And I'm just a very active person. I love moving. I love going out and doing stuff. One of my favorite games is tag. And so people have been warning me, like for example, yesterday, I did a workout in the morning, and that was a back workout, deadlifts, some dumbbell rows. Later on in the day, I went and did another workout, another back workout. That first workout wasn't so intense. Second one was really intense, and it also had a good amount of leg workout in there. So I was supersetting deadlifts with squats, and then I was doing burpees or toe to bar, um, just toes to bar. I'm not sure exactly. It's basically you're hanging from a bar and you bring your toes all the way up and touch the bar, and that was really intense. And then after that, we did sled pushes and pulls, and I did more rows, um, and then you know had some fun that night, and then only got a couple hours of sleep, and then I went off and worked for 7 hours today, and then came home. And so it's a lot of physical and neuromuscular stress. So my opinions on that, on overtraining, are that it only really happens if you A, don't eat enough, B, don't sleep enough, and sort of related to B, so like B2 is you let your stress levels get out of hand and you don't manage your lifestyle. Uh, Everything in moderation, including moderation. Oscar Wilde. So, if I decided to, do a workout every day and then go to masonry as well on those days, and not give myself a rest day, for example, or, not sleep enough, then, my body would become really, really tired. I would risk burning out my CNS, central nervous system, and things could get really, really bad if I continue on like that and continue to force my body into that routine, into that. It's technically a hostile environment for your body. That's why your body reacts the way it does. That's why it grows. And so if you don't manage that, if you don't, take naps, if you don't stretch your muscles, if you don't massage your muscles to help break up all the chemicals and everything that our society puts into us, if you don't drink enough water, if you don't eat enough food and get the right micronutrients into your body, then you will become overtrained. And so it technically is a possibility, but it's not the way people really think of it. It's not a thing where, you work out 7 days a week. Well, no. There are people who go running for miles and miles every day and they're fine. It's all just about managing it. And that brings me to the next part, time management. It's something that I have often struggled with, and I kind of realized that the reason why I have this problem is because I've never had a very sort of consistent upbringing. I mean, like, yes, like I went to school, 5 days a week, always had like lessons and stuff, and, everything was structured the way, normal life would be for, normal childhood would be. But, I didn't interact much outside of school. Usually had friends just in school until recently. and I never stayed at the same school for long. So my problem has always been sticking through with things over time. And so, I mean, I'm really good at short tasks, not so good at long tasks, but that's something that, you have to work on. You have to maximize your time and who you are. And so, depending on how you work, if you work really well, just like taking the whole project, getting it done, from beginning to end all at once, great. Do it. Learn how to make that happen. Learn how to make the process a lot quicker. Your life will be a lot easier, and you'll have a lot less stress if you can learn to move more efficiently. If you're like me, and you can't really sit down for too long, you get bored. Facebook's always so distracting. People want to talk. I want to talk. I don't want to do work. I've found that it's much easier to break it up into chunks. Like, I just finished doing the abstract and some of the research for a paper that I'm writing, and is due tomorrow in the next about 11 hours from now. And so now I'm doing something else that is productive. I am switching gears. I'm making a video and continuing my fitness industry extravaganza. I don't know how to put that, but I'm starting that and I'm continuing that, and I'm trying to keep moving forward at that, because that's one thing that's going to be long-term and short-term. I got to make videos every day. Got to try and do what I can to put out content as much as possible, get people looking at me, but also be consistent. If I'm not consistent, who's going to really listen to me if I can't continue to keep up with what I'm talking about? And so that's what I want to invite you people to do, and to merge those two trains of thought together. I think what most people struggle with is managing stress, because if you're stressed, you can't think as well, and your body goes into fight or flight. There's less blood in your head, and you get all tensed up, you're ready to run out of there or fight or flight, and so you can't really think, you can't think straight. You're not calm and composed, and you're not ready to take on the challenge that's before you. So one thing that I do to try and reduce my stress levels is, in the mornings, I don't always get to it, but I try to. I do some bioenergetics. Then after that, I do some grounding exercises to get my body and my motor cortex and inner ear used to the balancing of my physical body and the motions I'm going to be going through throughout the day. And then I also love to listen to things that relax me a lot. Like, if you have a long commute to work, like I do, or to school, whatever it may be, I like to listen to philosophy. I really enjoy Alan Watts, for example, and the way most of the audio I get is composed. It's got his voice with some nice music in the background, usually a lot of piano, some violin. It really relaxes me, and it helps me get into a anabolic state as opposed to a catabolic state. It helps me balance all the stress, the catabolism in my life, with some anabolism, some relaxation, some growth. Basically what happens when you sleep, just in not quite as concentrated form. So just figuring out how to balance those two. I'll elaborate more on catabolism and anabolism in the next video, but if you have any questions on this or any comments, hit me up. And if you have any questions you just want me to respond to, give my thoughts on, send me a message over my YouTube channel in a comment. I'll try and get to them if I feel they're relevant enough. I mean, if it's something silly and ridiculous, then I may not get to it. But ask away anyways. You know what? And if you keep persisting, I'll probably end up doing it. So that's that. Talk to you guys later.